if someone is angry or upset with you, it is
Oh
their job to
yeah.
communicate it to
I
you.
seen I seen you reposted it. I love that video.
And if they don't,
Yeah.
because I feel like as we get older, because I would have never been victim to this, but sometimes you're like, oh my God, they hate me.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to the podcast.
That was very down low. Let's say a bit more energy than that, Rebecca. Welcome back to the podcast.
Woo! Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the UK.
Up the UK. Oh God, no,
Well,
sorry.
well, well,
Well, I
well,
mean, I
well,
mean,
well.
I mean,
I mean,
look,
we don't hate it.
we don't hate the UK per se. Well, we couldn't hate the UK anyway because Scotland and Wales are in it anyway. And we don't hate England either because obviously I live there and Rebecca does. Do you know what, guys? We've moved on within reason. There's certain things I think. Anyway, let's not make this a political podcast.
I love how we start the podcast being like, we don't hate the UK.
I don't hate the UK, but sometimes they do things that makes me be like, hmm.
Sometimes they just colonize way too many countries.
I mean, there's so many countries around the world that have independence days. Oh Lord, oh
You're
Lord, oh
looking
Lord.
to listen. I think it's fine. You know, a bit of healthy banter with the UK never hurt anyone.
Never hurt anybody, baby girl. How was your weekend?
My weekend was so good. So nice, so chilled. I'm back in the UK. Basically, I was supposed to be coming here today or tomorrow because I have a wedding.
Wait, sorry, did we
But
film the last
then,
podcast when you were in Rome?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, so funny. I was like, did they not know you're back in the
This
UK?
one time I was in Rome, and then I got my period,
Mm,
and I was like, how about I just book my flight right now and fly out 2 days
mm,
later? So I flew
yeah.
back to the UK on Thursday. I'm back. We had such a chill weekend. Yesterday felt like it was on point 0.5 speed. Like, I don't know what it was, but the day felt so long, but like in a good, oh,
No, I just mean like my weekend went so quick. Like I agree. Like I'm like, it's crazy. I'm shaking my head being like, it's mad. Because I feel like I had like 3 hours over the whole weekend.
whereas
And
I
that was
feel
my
like my
weekend.
weekend was like a week long, but like not in a bad way, like in a hot, like we did so many things and it was
Mm.
still, I don't know. But yeah, I had such a good weekend, so chill, so
Oh.
nice.
What's the weather like in the
Um,
UK at the moment?
oh, lovely and gloomy and grey. It was like raining yesterday evening.
You're a fall girl though. It's that
I'm
time of
such a
year.
fall girl. Like I Gilmore Girls is
What's that
playing.
TikTok? And it's like, I am an autumn. That's
Yeah, that's
literally
from
us.
Gilmore Girls. Like I am not. So what's the verdict?
I am
I.
an autumn. Or you know the one where it's like, oh, it's freezing. What can I get you? Hot chocolate, something, and it's like lip
That's
gloss.
also. Have you watched Gilmore Girls? I feel like you haven't.
No, but you know what? This is gonna sound really mean.
Oh,
This is
you've
gonna
never
sound really
watched
mean.
Gilmore Girls?
What I'm about to say is gonna sound really mean. The girl
Okay.
in it looks like Joey King, and that actress annoys me. So
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
who
be
Joey King is.
associating. She was in Kissing Booth, the Kissing Booth, and she was the girl who played Gypsy Rose Blanchard in that movie. Okay.
No, but
Never
you have
mind.
to like as a fall girl, you
Yeah.
will ad you just watch like 2 episodes.
October, I'm an American Horror Story girly. And then
Mhm.
November, I am more of a fall girly, but like all of October, I start
Oh,
from the
it's
start.
spooky season.
Spooky
And
season.
tomorrow is October.
Yeah, I know. Fuck, I knew there was something I was supposed to do in town. Shit. Shit. Basically, guys, you'll probably know from last year, but me and my brother have this family tradition
Yes.
called Jack the Snipper. Now, it is like I think I started it years ago. Like it's this like tradition me and my brother have created, and every year we
Hmm.
have to try get this like one weird photo to the other person, and then like we're like, oh yeah, you've been snipped by Jack the Snipper. And like last year I got him really, really good because I know Abby listens to the podcast. Thank you, Abby. He stepped in because he was in the UK and I was in Ireland. So she was like printing stuff off and like leaving it like everywhere around the place. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna print off a load and go over and then like hide it in his apartment. It's such a weird family tradition. I'm so, so sorry, guys. So I was like, I'm gonna like hide it all around his apartment.
Yeah.
And I don't have them, but I do have one copy of Jack the Snipper. So I think I've like one A4 sheet paper of one. So I think I'm gonna like hide it somewhere, but maybe I might sneak off to like Boots and say, "Oh, I need to get tampons," and he won't come with me, and
Mm,
then get a photo
it-
printed.
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. I'll
You'll
do it
figure
in
it out.
London. I just need
So
to
it's
figure out where.
spooky season.
Spooky season has commenced, and American Horror Story will be starting. Tomorrow's the 1st of October, so we're recording this on Monday. Tomorrow's the 1st of October. And like it's freezing in Ireland. I don't know like how everyone's feeling wherever they are, but it is cold. I've been sleeping with hoodies on. It's like tracksuit weather. All of the like fall candles have like gone into TK Maxx, which is like
Oh,
unreal. Like all the Halloween decorations, everything. And this is just like my time of year, like the time I come alive.
your time to
So
shine.
I know I'm excited.
That is exciting. Do you know what else I watched at the weekend? Beetlejuice for the first time. I'd never seen the original Beetlejuice because I wanted
Was
to
it, I
watch
was
the
gonna say, is it
original
the original you watched?
because
Yeah.
we're gonna go to the cinema and watch the new one.
Okay.
But UK man was like, you have to watch the original first. So
Hmm.
good. I enjoyed every second. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
Yeah. I love spooky
Um,
movies.
do you
Also
watch scary
Halloween.
stuff during spooky season?
Well, I watch more like, oh my God, what is the movie I watched last year? It's about these, oh, it's so good. It's like a 90, it's kind of like Clueless, but make it
Mm-hmm.
spooky. What is the movie? Oh my God.
Okay.
It's, I had never seen it. And Aisling and Roisin Kavanagh were like, how have you never seen this? You are, because they called me their white witch. So they were like,
Oh,
how have
so
you
cute.
never seen this? Wait
Yeah.
now, which 90s movie? Bet it'll come up if I Google it. Which 90s movie? The Craft.
Oh,
It is
yes. Yeah, yeah,
freaking
yeah. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it though.
came out in 1996.
Mm,
So good. Anyone who is listening who wants like a witchy, because I'm not a horror girl.
mm.
Horror movies scare me. I don't like to be
Yeah.
scared, but I like
You like
the
the like
focus
vibes.
focus of it all,
Yeah, see that those
you
kind of
know.
vibes I don't mind. Like obviously because I'm a child of God, I do not watch any of that like dark shit. Like I just and also
Oh,
I'm just
you
not
wouldn't
able
like
to
the
watch it.
craft then. You would not like the craft. But
Yeah.
anyone who's listening who wants like a clueless, the best way I
Yeah.
can explain it is like the perfect clueless, like the 90s style. Like, oh,
Mm.
it's so, so good. It is so,
Yeah.
so good. But
You
you
know what?
wouldn't
You'd
like.
actually really like the season 9 in American Horror Story because I don't know if you, well, actually, I would recommend watching season 1 and then doing season 9, but because the first season ever of American Horror Story is just personally my favorite and it's centered around Halloween time. But season 9, Emma Roberts, it's like based in the 70s, like these like guys or this like young group go off to this camp and there's like a murderer on the loose and then there's like loads of twists and turns, but it's all 70s based. Like I think you'd really like it.
Is that meme I always use of Emma Roberts in from American Horror Story? The one
I
I bet you saw the last of me. The one is
Yeah,
that?
that's American Horror
That's
Story,
so
yeah.
funny. I use that meme so much and I never knew what it was from.
Yeah. It's either that or Scream Queens. I've seen everything that she's been in to be honest, but
He's great.
most of those like sounds are from American Horror Story. And it's like, you know, the one that's like, if you go through with this whacked out plan, then I'm out of here. And it's like, you know that one?
No.
Oh, and she's like, believe me, I know how to leave, so you will never find me. That's American Horror Story as well. It's so
Emma
good.
Roberts is so great as a girl who grew up on
Yeah.
Unfabulous. Did you watch Unfabulous? Day
No,
after
we had this conversation on the podcast before,
Unfabulous.
and you literally, I remember you
Thanks.
paused because I was with you, and you actually paused us recording to show me the intro to
Oh,
the
in my
thing
house.
in
Oh
your
yeah, I
house. Do you
remember. And you were
remember?
like,
You were
no.
like, "What?" And then you were like, "Pause," and you stopped, and you went.
It was so good.
I was like, "I've
Unfabulous
never
Girls
seen this."
Rise. Honestly, I feel like
So funny.
that and Zoe 101 were my jams on
Do you know
Nickelodeon.
what was like an era as well? Do you remember? Was it Spring Breakers? Do you
Yeah,
remember
with
Spring
Selena Gomez.
Breakers? Yeah, what a time. That was like a weird time in music and thing. Because it was like the summers where like EDM music was like still a thing, like Avicii levels and stuff. But then you had Skrillex do that whole album um for Spring Breakers. It was just such a wild time. So crazy.
I'm
So,
having a
so
real
crazy.
Selena Gomez moment.
Are you? I can't stand her. I'm sorry, I never have and I never will. And do you know what? I'm sure that she is such a lovely human being and I wish her the best. I heard her makeup brand is great, but she is just shoved down my throat more than I ever need to. Do you know what I
That's so
mean?
funny. Whereas I feel like I only followed her on Instagram yesterday. I feel like I haven't seen enough of her
Really?
because I've started watching that Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, I want more Selena.
No, I'm the polar opposite. Like, as in, I can't scroll on my phone. I can't go on TikTok, nothing without like Selena Gomez being shoved down my throat, like against my will. And it's so sad because I think I would have really liked her had there not been so much Selena like
It's
fed
mad
into
how
my
like
feed.
algorithms work.
Isn't it? It's crazy. Actually, do you know what? Speaking of algorithms, I don't know if you're on Chris Olsen's spam, are you? Spam
No,
account. Chris
no.
Olsen has a spam account and he like basically is like given all the major tea of like everything. Like, because remember he just went through such a hard time there,
Yeah,
like on
people were
social
like really
media.
coming for him for nothing.
Yeah, and he was like, "Do you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to start telling secrets as well." And he made Not Chris Olsen private, and
No.
it's called Club Chris now. And on the inside of it, like he like goes through everything. And remember that episode where he was on the cancelled podcast, and they were like, "Who was the fir worst person that you brought the coffee to?"
Yes,
And
was it
everyone had
JLo?
guessed J-Lo, and he confirmed it was J-Lo. Yeah, he was like, and actually after that, like her team said that she didn't want to do any more TikToks because of me and everything. Like he is like telling so much, Anna. I'm like, you need to, and he actually vets people coming in. He's checking are they real accounts and do they seem like real people, and then he's accepting who's coming in, and like he's like
That
cutting
speaks to
like
being accepted then. Were you in before he did that though?
no, I just requested to follow, but it took 2 weeks for
No.
him to approve me to get in. And also then
I'm
once I was approved to get in, I saw that he had cut 100,000 people from it. Like he is regularly vetting who's in it.
Is this on TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok. It's really good though.
Oh, I want to
Um,
do that. I'm on Anna Paul's spam account
oh yeah, I was on Digga I was on
and
both of his. One of them only had 2,000 followers and I was in it. And now I
and
lost
my
that
phone.
Instagram account. I'm on Instagram jail still. Um, mandatory sentence for life, it appears, for fuck's sake. And yeah, I'm just stuck in my fucking.
Are people like screen recording Chris Olsen or no?
Actually, can I say something?
Yeah.
I can see the worried look on her face. I don't know how my Instagram was deleted, right, for posting a picture of Troye Sivan and my close friends. But Mermaid Jade still has an Instagram account with a
I
full-on reel of
honestly,
Nevo. What the fuck is wrong with people?
I
Like,
honestly, 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 honestly was about to bring up that whole because obviously we're in Ireland, our podcast
yeah,
is Irish. We have so many listeners.
yeah.
The lore of
The
that, I
lore.
I don't know, but she's gone private. If you're private, do you get treated differently? Differently?
I don't know though. Was like I don't know though. Upon reflection, I got two warnings for using artists who were part of Universal Music Group. I got two warnings for using their content. Like I shared a screenshot recording of We Can't Be Friends when it first came out because there was no videos on TikTok and I wanted to be
Yes.
like, oh my God, I cried at this video. Got a
Yes.
warning over that. Got another warning over a Tate McRae one that I put on my close friends again. And sometimes when you put them up, even if they're close friends, if the AI like checks it,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, no. So basically, yeah, I think it's just because they were artists, a Universal Music Group. I actually didn't like violate any community guidelines. I didn't pretend to be anyone else. I think they just didn't like me using they've like it's like the way on Instagram or on TikTok when they got rid of the music catalog, that was around the time when they started coming in on Instagram as well. So I just feel like I'm in Instagram jail, but I feel like one day I'm gonna meet Troye Sivan for some reason. I'm gonna be like, you actually got my Instagram deleted, and he's gonna get it back for me.
Number one, I would absolutely adore if that happened for you.
I deserve it.
I think you deserve it. Number two, what on earth is Mermaida Jade's Instagram name? I'm trying to look. I can't
It's
find her.
actually Mermaid Jade, but I think she is shadow banned.
Yeah, no, I think she's been maybe deleted, actually.
No,
Breaking
because
news.
I thought this as well,
I
right?
can't find her.
And I
Maybe
went
she
into one of
blocked
my
us because we
friends
have
who
a
knows
podcast. We're
her.
not that important.
No, but then I went into one of my friends who knows her. Oh my God, she has been deleted.
Yeah. Breaking news. We have breaking news one.
What?
What?
Oh my God. Well, at least I wasn't the
On
only one.
Instagram, I can't find her. Who do I
Apparently she's been
follow?
banned on TikTok as well. Because I seen this fella last night. God, I don't
Paul?
even know what his name is. Paul, maybe?
Yeah,
Was
I
he the
just
one
saw
who
the
said,
TikTok about the
yeah,
group chat.
yeah, about the group chat?
He's
I was
charging
like,
people €6 for a group chat to join a group chat.
and then he was like, why are we all getting abused? And because you're writing in the abuse about people, like, do you know what one thing about me is like I will always give people like the
No, she still
grace.
has a TikTok.
I'll always get, yeah, but you can't go live on it or anything at the moment.
Oh.
Um, I will always give people the grace. But my thing is like, if you bark at me, I'm gonna bark back. Like so, like I will be so nice to you, but just don't take it too far. And I feel like those girls thought they could just sit comfortably in that group chat. What I want to know is who paid to get into lipstick lessons and then get into the group chat. Who did that? Like,
So you have to pay to get into the Patreon and then pay extra to get into the group chat.
yeah,
She probably
crazy.
put up like, actually, I'm not going to say that. Um, it's wild. The whole, because the other day, because I've been following it like briefly, but also not following it because I couldn't be arsed watching lives of people just screaming about irrelevant, like,
Yeah,
you know. But the other day when I was walking to Aldi, a live came up and a psychologist joined and
yeah.
this guy, and I can't remember the name, and it was like the calmest conversation I'd seen. And the
Hmm.
psychologist was kind of saying, like, when will it be enough? Like,
Yeah.
like she was asking Mermaid
I
Jade, like,
was in it as well. Sorry,
yeah,
I've
like,
seen
what's your
this. Yeah,
goal
yeah,
here,
yeah.
kind of thing. And I
And
was like,
she was like, I don't think that you firmly believe that she is like a pedo or whatever. And she goes, I do. And she goes, no, you don't though. Like, 'cause she was like, what's the goal here? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, she was like, what's the goal? And she just like there is no goal. Her ultimate goal is, and she said it, she just wants to make money off this. Like the voice note where it's like I was manifesting I double my income off this news story is
Yeah.
such a wild, it's probably one of the wildest things I've heard, and I've heard a whole lot of wild things.
Oh my God,
Like
I just seen this thing now of
a
like
lot.
her group chat saying apparently she put it into the Lippies things. Which also, who the fuck is leaking all of this? I'd love to
But
know.
also it's like it or like we should have a Patreon. Like what are we doing? You know what I mean?
She said, which also I just think like you started this, like, and now that like your fans or whatever they're called are getting, or your listeners are getting like this, it's like it's very bad. But anyway, Lindsay put out a thing in the WhatsApp saying, "Hi, little lippies, I'm putting a stop to any Neve chat, anything and anyone associated to that story. We've unearthed a very dangerous side of the internet, which is rich coming from you. To protect yourselves, do not interact with anyone online who has been involved with or promotes violence or illegal activity." Report lives, posts, and accounts of you see anything along the lines of bullying, harassment, and threats of violence. Message me privately for any help you need in anything whatsoever. Lots of love, L. Like, I'm sorry, like, but like you literally started the whole thing.
Like that's the thing. Like when you start a witch hunt like that, you are ultimately responsible. And I don't like her intention was obviously at the start to help Ross. And then
Oh,
it built and built into this thing. But it's like it's Ross's responsibility to
yeah.
to like deal with whatever situation he experienced himself.
Yeah, but I
Like
also think like it
he
was
never
Lindsay trying to
like
drive an agenda there. You know what I
that's
mean?
like, and that's what I mean. Like because anytime I've seen Lindsay and Ross live, obviously I feel like Lindsay riles Ross up, but like there's no like
Yeah,
calm conversation.
yeah,
Whereas when he wasn't in the live the other day and it was the psychologist and the other guy, everyone was just like ch talking calmly.
yeah,
But I don't know. Like I just think I don't know. I
yeah.
think
It's
when people,
weird.
I've said this before on the podcast, if you try to get your name out there by you like having another person's name in your mouth, whether it's exposing someone, whatever, yada, yada, yada,
Mm,
that's not building like an
yeah.
organic, authentic community. That's
Yeah.
using like drama or something. Like that'll never, like if you think of like the biggest influencers or internet personalities,
Mm,
they became internet personalities because of their personality, not because of like talking about a dramatic thing. and trying
Yeah.
to like bring someone else down. I think ultimately trying to bring someone else down, no matter if they deserve to be brought down or not, will never result in like what you're aiming for.
Yeah, I know.
And
It's
also, like, if the
crazy.
guards have got involved this much, like, maybe all that money she's like doubled her income with might be like she might get it,
Sh-
fined or something.
Yeah, fine. I'd say she probably I'm not going to speak on it, but like she's in a severe amount of harassment and like we don't even know if that
Well, to
like
send in that message means that
yeah.
she's worried because she wouldn't have done that otherwise.
Yeah, I'd imagine she is, but I don't know why now she's worried because like when you think but I suppose like right, this is probably where this is coming from because the people those little lippies pay. So that's her source of income, right?
Yeah.
Like that's probably what she's more concerned about rather than the whole like other thing, which if I was her, I'd be more worried about that because like which was it actually broke my heart seeing Eve crying live the last day.
Hmm.
And she was just saying like how badly she'd been harassed or whatever, like and like actually seeing it from that perspective when she's kept her mouth shut the whole time and she was like, it is an active ongoing investigation, but like I actually just need to talk about this because this is so bad. Um when she was like showing all the evidence or everything, like Neve on her side. I was like, oh my God, the poor girl, like everything that she's gone through, like, and she's just literally sat there and took it, like, do you know what I mean? Like, but the thing as well, right? Because obviously I studied law, like, which people always forget, like, I fully have a law degree.
The lawyer.
I'm a lawyer. Yeah, it's crazy, but like these cases take a very long time because like the Gardaí, like they build a mountain of evidence.
Hmm.
The only time when it reaches court is when there is like a severe amount of evidence. Now, of course, when it comes to harassment and kind of defamation and everything, which I would assume is being like happening there, like they will be able to access any internet records, number one, and then they're able to go back so far. So it might take a year and a half, but like in a year and a half's time, like I'd be more concerned, like if I was Lindsay, about be like going up the steps and having to face that serious, serious criminal charge being like put against me, like you know what I mean? But it's crazy.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I just like coming for someone like that. And it's like, what are you gaining? Well, obviously I know
yeah.
what she's gaining is money, and that's why
She
she's
wanted more
still
eyes on her
going.
account so she'd
Yeah.
get more followers on Lil Lippies. Like she goes on as if she was like wanting to like do this like really like self-right thing and morally good thing. And it's like, okay, but at the end of the day, like you also were like not too long ago
Doing
asking
it
her,
from
can you
your
make a
account. You're not,
documentary
yeah, like you're
about
doing
her?
it from your account. You're not doing it from his account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Ross isn't getting loads of followers and loads of like monetary
No,
benefit.
and like Ross also said he never once said that he was like we're not going to get into that because at the time he was young.
No.
And to be honest, I know Ross and I do like him, but I don't like the way in this situation he was used as a vehicle to take somebody else down. Do you know what I mean? Now, also he needs to own his shit. He said a lot of horrible things that he does need to, like, as an
Yeah.
adult, stand there and take. But I do think that, like, what age is Lindsay? 30 something. Ross isn't even 20. Now he does need to he does need to apologize for a lot of the things he
But yeah,
said. But
but I
like,
feel like when you're that young, like you don't know.
mm,
You don't know. Like you don't, and I'm not saying you don't know what happened to you. I'm saying like you're not fully deeping a whole situation and looking at something as a
yeah,
whole. You're
no,
focused on like what happened to you and how you feel. And
yeah,
you have this older person
yeah,
coming
who's
in,
validating you.
validating absolutely everything you're saying.
Yeah.
It's one thing like going to therapy and working something out and forgiving someone, like to bring this
Mhm.
all online for to have it like this spectacle, because it's like because I think like Lindsay's goal is like totally to deplatform Neve, which obviously isn't going to
It's
happen.
never going to happen. Like
You're
she's
never going to totally
actually
deplatform anyone.
no, because I know, but also on top of that, like we need to put some fucking respect on Neo's name. Like, right? Neo took so much shit off everyone during
Yeah,
COVID when she was doing the TikTok, when she did the OnlyFans, when she did everything. She took so much shit for 3 years. The reason
yeah,
why she is so wholly loved and protected by the nation of Ireland is because of the fact that she went through so much abuse. Like she has taken it off the public. She's been public enemy
yeah.
number one. She's done everything, and she's come out on top. And it all she's ever done throughout that time has been completely authentically herself, and that's why people love her.
And that is what wins.
Yeah, literally,
And
and that
that
will
is what wins.
always win.
and that will always win.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what someone did in their past, who they
No.
are, who they were. If someone can see a journey and a story and someone becoming something, and
Yeah.
of course, Nevo shared like her relationship with her mother and like all
Hmm.
those different things, and the whole Turkey situation, like the
Yeah.
bell going wrong and her sepsis, or was
Yeah,
it?
like she has completely like her own podcast is called Unfiltered. She's told us everything. Like, do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
So when like you're not gonna break, why would you? The only reason you would want to deplatform someone like that is because you can see them having
Mm,
success that you want. But if
yeah.
you want the type of that, you have to just be authentically you and not try to like
Yeah.
constantly bring someone down because
No,
that's not gonna work. And also,
never.
I've always been an Evo girly.
Yeah, I
Adore,
love her. I love her. She's
adore.
such a legend. Like,
I
she's
just,
just, you just hope that, like, when you have a daughter one day, she turn out like her because she just is, like, so strong and, like, so strong and power. Like, when it comes to her friends, she's so wholly defensive. Like, she will, like, defend her friend so much and she'll protect them, but she'll also call people out when they're right and when they're wrong. And like she just seems like
yeah,
such a lovely person. Like, and I just think she should be so proud of herself because, like, when she says like she didn't have a good relationship with her mom growing up and stuff, like she turned out like amazing for somebody who didn't really have that kind of female leadership. Like now she probably did, but like not having that kind of maternal
mhm.
guidance, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just think as well, it's like when someone's authentically showing up as themselves,
Mm,
like you like her, you follow her. You don't like her, you don't follow her. Like you don't need to, you're never going to bring someone like that down because
no.
they're constantly
And they're not hiding from
growing.
anything either.
That's
Like,
what
do
I
you know what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're not hiding, but they're growing like in front
Yeah.
of people, and people
Hmm.
are like seeing the journey evolve. And it's like,
Hmm.
of course, she's gonna want to work with brands and have her own podcast and do all
Yeah,
this. Like, and if she wants to do it, she should. And I don't
as
think
she
by
should.
trying to deplatform anyone, it's never gonna, if you make your goal in life deplatforming someone, it's never gonna work, especially someone who's like
No.
committed to being online, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never going to work no matter what they did, no matter what in the past. Like they're always going to have fans and they're always going to have people who will jump on your bandwagon of like hatred and bringing someone down, which is so icky.
So icky.
So icky. And if
Look,
someone does do something that deserves repercussions, like it doesn't need to be the way to solve an issue isn't like by going live for 1,000
on
hours
TikTok, yeah, and being
and
like,
like giving people abuse and talking about how they look and you know.
yeah, and also if it was a case, it shouldn't have been like Lindsay jumping in and doing that on Ross's behalf. It should have
Yeah.
Ross should have went straight to the guards if that was the thing. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's mad though. The whole like when I went into that live the other day,
I
there
know.
was thousands of people because
10,000 people were on Nia's live. And then I was hopping in and out because people were saying to her, oh, they're saying this and that on this one. And I was hopping in. And like the only difference was like people were sending Neve gifts and Neve was like, guys, please keep your money. I'd rather you spend it on yourselves and what like
yeah,
whatever. And then you hop into their lives and they're like, thanks for the gifts, thanks for the gifts. Like it's like you can see like Neve's being so genuine, being like, please keep your money. I'm just trying to clear my name like here. Do you know
yeah,
what I
like
mean?
I don't need the gifts.
Mm,
But and I think a lot of that stems from as well the tattle culture. Like I feel like
yeah.
via Lindsay, the tattle, because obviously tattle is just all typing. It's no video, no photo, no nothing. It's
Tattle
just
like
typing.
is so wrong all of the time. Like
Mhm.
there is no
Yeah.
like
I've seen so much on tattle that I'm like, that's so wrong.
I have seen stuff where I'm like 1000% that is false. Like I know that for a fact and I know that that's a lie. Like
Mhm.
it's insanity. Like the shit that's wrote on it and people are like, "Oh, I heard from this and this." I'm like, "Well, you're obviously making this up because if you did have a source, you would know that this is incorrect." Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's like the tattle culture being brought onto TikTok, and that's like people love that because I
Yeah.
do think that tattle website is an addiction. Like it's like a
Yeah.
weird, like you get
But
like,
Bloggers Unveiled years ago was another one. Remember that?
yeah, that was, and that's what I mean. But if your goal is to become someone by tearing other people down or exposing
Yeah.
people, there's no longevity. Like, where's Bloggers Unveil now?
No, yeah, exactly.
You know?
Um, but like I suppose it's like the Dumois of the worlds as well. Like people are like that idea of like a gossip girl like
Yeah.
platform and like all of that, but it's like when it's negatively. like affecting
Yeah.
someone else.
And I
So,
think the only reason Dumois works is because it's based on like anonymous submissions and
and it's
facts.
like alleged. Yeah.
Yes. Whereas, and Dumois isn't like, oh my God, yeah, she's so ugly. Like, let's tear her down. Like,
Yeah.
Dumois' focus isn't the tear down so
Yeah.
much, which is why I think that has more longevity. And then, of
Yeah.
course, you've like Reddit threads and all that, which is like, I guess,
Yeah, Reddit threads. I'm on such a weird niche side of Reddit. I don't see them. Like
yeah,
my,
mine isn't
my
celebrity.
Reddit is so strange. I'm not even joking. If somebody went through my phone and read my Reddit threads, like they're so weird. And like sometimes I don't even know how I've gotten onto like this side of Reddit, but sometimes like I'll like get like a notification from Reddit and it's like I can't even talk about it. It's like how to cook like ribs in a new way or something. And it's like really weird. And like they're none of them are linked. And another one is like because we did the Am I the Asshole segment one time twice before. I did
Yeah.
the Am I the Assholes as well. Um and then like this now, right? I swear to God, I just opened the phone. One of them is Love Island. I found a video of Luca's girlfriend proposal to Gemma and it's just the dead emoji. And then on top of that it's my girlfriend doesn't satisfy me. Goes up to Am I the Asshole one. And then underneath it, it's like rare pics. Picture Christian Cofferson consoles Sinead O'Connor after she was booed at Madison Square Garden. Like, why is my Reddit like this?
But I feel like Reddit is one of the only places on the internet now where people can get
Yeah,
biased, unsponsored, like opinions,
yeah.
like what's the best bank in Ireland, and then you'll have all the like Reddit threads, people
Underneath,
under
yeah,
or like what's the best way to get a stain out of a white shirt. Whereas if you search for that on
yeah.
TikTok or Google or anywhere else, you'll have all these sponsored videos. Whereas Reddit is like
Mm.
the last remaining for the people, by the people.
For the people, by the people, like it is crazy.
Whereas
I love,
Tattletales are even like gossipy.
just complete gossip. Like that's why I was surprised when cancelled were saying that there was uh when cancelled was saying that there was a Reddit thread about Brooke Schofield. They
Yeah.
didn't bounce back that well from the scandal, I'll be honest. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think it was
think their
managed poorly from start to.
I think the tour was very, I know the tour was already planned.
Yeah, what they were gonna have to do it anyway because like they
But
obviously had spent money.
it was too close. I
Yeah.
left I'm gone from the Patreon.
Are you?
Well, I left the Patreon just because, to be honest, my payment bounced and I forgot to like change the payment
Nothing
method
more
kind of thing.
humbling than that, honestly.
Yeah,
When that always happens to
the
me.
payment bounced and I forgot to like update my card details. And then I was just kind of like, do I want to be in the Patreon? Like,
Yeah.
I'm such a Tana Mojo girly and I've always been a Tana Mojo girly and I
Yeah.
will always support. She is like my,
Mm.
like, they can never make me hate you, that kind of
Yeah.
way.
Mm.
And I think we all have one of those.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think, yeah, yeah, I don't know.
You know what podcasts I'm fucking with heavily recently? Because I went through like a really long spell of like not listening to podcasts. Just because like I feel like for me I'm either reading or I'm listening to a podcast. I can't do both. And I can't record a podcast, listen to it back and then like do it. But the Just Trish podcast. Hook it up to my veins. Like I nearly
So
paid for
good.
her Patreon just so I could get one of those signed pictures one day. Like I love her so
I
much.
love
Her
her
Theo Vaughn's podcast. And I'm gone flat now. When I'm saying podcast, guys, I watch all these on YouTube
on
because I
YouTube.
pay for
Yeah.
YouTube Premium. I've gone so big on the Law and Crime Network now. Again, I did this around there was some was it the Idaho? No, it wasn't the Idaho Ford. There was some other shooting case in America, and I was really hooked to it at the time, so I subscribed to the Law and Crime Network. But it's actually they get actual solicitors and barristers. So I love that because it kind of itches my part of the brain that misses law.
Hmm.
And like they go through case law and like everything and like how they're being indicted and like how things are happening or whatever. So I've been flat listening to the P. Diddy stuff on it as well. So I've been like
Oh, so
mad into
that's on
that.
there. Interesting.
Mm.
And then the podcast that you shared on LinkedIn the other day,
Yes, the Nikki at
Nick at
Night one.
Night.
Yeah, that's businessy again though. That
I
itches
really,
my
I
brain.
really did enjoy that because I
Did you
went through
watch it?
I watched it. I really enjoyed it. I
The
watched it on
editing
YouTube.
skills were insane.
So good. I loved it.
Like the
I
boiler
yeah,
room
because
clips, everything.
yeah, everything. I really, really enjoyed it because I went through this big thing of like, so I feel like my early 20s were so self-help. Like I
Yeah,
may as well have been studying a degree in psychology, like the amount.
yeah.
And I think it's because I dropped out of college. So I was like, I have to do something for my
You
brain.
wanted to learn, yeah.
So the amount of
Mm,
self-help I ingested from ages 18
mm,
to 27, 28 was
mm,
actually worrying. Like not worrying,
yeah.
but it's I've ingested so much self-help. So I when I
Mm.
was listening, I was learning and there was no like switching my brain off.
No, no.
So
And I feel like
now
there's only so much of it. They're all the same. They're recycled in different
there's
formatting after a
only
while.
so much self-help you can listen to. And it's like, you know what? Also, you don't want to go too far in the self-help of it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because
I
you go too
think
far then like,
yeah, so that's why I love the like Just Trish cancelled like entertainment
yeah.
podcasts that are just chill and yappy because I think, of course, it's good to give people advice and listen to advice. And if you're going through something like the Mel Robbins podcast, I adore. I had the Hot Girl
Yeah,
Guide
she's
podcast where
good.
I did the whole self-help of it all
Yeah, yours is
myself.
very good as well.
But I'm
You,
like, I'm literally this laptop is currently sitting on a ton of self-help books, like
yeah.
nonfiction. Well, it's not self-help, they're good ones. But
I
yeah, I
I
love
find when
astrology
I'm listening
podcasts
to
too.
those ones, like I can't fucking listen to a podcast of somebody telling me what to do to make myself feel better. Like you know what I mean? If you've read a few of those self-help books, you know, like, and but for me, what I do like listening to is like things that aren't like they're like adjacent to me in what I do, but they don't necessarily directly affect me. Like
Mm,
I used to love listening to the David McWilliams economics podcast because obviously economics you need to like keep an eye on markets because if there's a wobble in the market, like you'll feel it everywhere. But yeah, sometimes I like sticking back in like Harvard Business Room review on
yeah.
strategy. I love all them ones. They're
Just
good.
kind
If
of like dipping in and out. Like sometimes
dipping
I'll
in and
dip in
out.
because yeah, and I think it's
But
good to
not the
keep your
Stephen Bartlett's The Diary of a CEO or the High
no,
Performance Podcast. I
no.
think they're useless. I think they're
Mel
so
Robbins
bad.
is
Mel Robbins is
stunning beautiful.
good.
Mel Robbins one
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah.
I do as well try to listen to more and read more things that are produced and done by women because it's harder for
Mm,
women ultimately to even get to that point. So I'm
yeah.
like, the more you can like try find someone, and I'm big into the astrology podcast always because I just love
Mm,
that. But
yeah.
I think it's good to keep your content that you consume like a
Mm,
library. You
yeah.
don't
I
need
actually like the Girls
one
Gone
thing.
Bible podcast as well. This is so funny where it's so opposite. I like that one as well. It's really good. Um,
I think
but
it's good
yeah.
to like just have different ways to switch your brain off as opposed to like one certain type of content. And I think circling back to the whole tattle of it all, if that's your main source of content and enjoyment and you
Mm,
don't listen or read anything else, of course you're going to get sucked in and have this like
yeah.
adrenaline of like, oh,
Yeah.
I knew you're trying to like
1000%.
self-fulfill the prophecy of the idea you have of someone that you don't know at all.
Mm, amen. Amen. I mean, sometimes I feel like people can look at things on the internet and put one and one together and get 97. Like it's just not.
No, but
Sometimes people just like creating like if it fits their narrative better, they'll create it, but it's just
yeah,
not reality by any
not
stretch of the imagination.
at all. Like
Yeah.
at all. And sometimes
No.
even I do it. And I put one and one
Yeah.
together and I'm like, I think this. And then I'm like, why would I think that?
But like you're
What
only hurting your
proof?
own feelings as well when we do it because like it's not true. Anything that we create like in our heads, it's not true. But we're doing it to hurt ourselves. Like it's just
Do you know what I saw on TikTok this morning? My
what?
news source. It was this girl and she made a video and I actually reposted it and it said, if someone is angry or upset with you, it is
Oh
their job to
yeah.
communicate it to you.
I seen you reposted it. I love that video.
And if they don't,
Yeah.
because I feel like as we get older, because I would have never been victim to this, but sometimes you're like, oh my God, they hate me. You
Yeah.
just create this thing being like, this person is so mad at me right now
Yeah.
because of this thing I did or didn't do. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, if they're not telling you, then
Sorry, I
sure.
thought I got work email. I didn't.
No, that's, I love the
Wasn't me
what?
like this at the watch.
I love the,
Um,
but yeah, like
yeah.
you can't be,
No way.
you could drive yourself mad.
mental. And I just feel like
So
as women,
yeah,
naturally, like we do that, but all we
yeah,
do is hurt ourselves because it's not true. Like,
yeah. And I think like communication's key. I don't know where that's coming from, that whole
mm,
spiel of it all. What else has got
yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter's wear looks so
Oh, it's so good, guys. You've no idea, but when I was on holidays in
good.
Palma, I tried to get me and Rebecca tickets. Fuck me, like,
She
talk about
she
being
literally texted me like,
depressed.
I'm so sad. I've been
Guys,
crying
I
all
I
morning.
actually had to pee all morning. I couldn't go to the toilet. Like, I was
And
just
I had
down
no
in
idea
pina
this was
coladas
happening.
waiting. Didn't get them. And then when I finally got in, the only tickets they had were like 450 each. I was like, nah, she is not Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. It looks amazing, but like she's not Taylor Swift level pricing.
Yes.
Like, let's
And
call it
also
straight
like the
as it
Taylor
is.
Swift concert was like normal concerts aren't
Yeah.
four
That was
hours
like an
long.
arena. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like for that price, like she's not Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is like 3 or 4 hours singing. Like there's
She
in a
performed for three and
stadium.
a half hours straight.
Yeah. They
Like,
like no way. She's just not.
so
She's
that's
not worth that.
double the
Like
length. Whereas regular concert, because I've seen the Sabrina Carpenter get a lot of flack for not doing a lot of songs. And it's like
yeah,
regular concerts aren't
that
Taylor Swift
long.
eras tour level. And I don't think some people are understanding that.
Yeah, I love her little ABBA segment and when she
In the
does a
spin the
cover.
bottle,
Yeah, she always does an ABBA song though. She did it when she was performing with Taylor Swift as well. She'll always do an ABBA song. But the Kiss Me cover was unreal. I loved it.
like so good. Speaking of ABBA, Meryl Streep looks amazing. What age is she?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think like
I
she's
need to
just
Google it.
aged so gracefully?
Because she's in the season of Only Murders in the Building that I'm
Is
watching right now.
she?
And last
You see
night,
Maggie Smith
UK man
died.
was like, "What age is she?" And I was like, "Oh, from Harry Potter."
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
And probably not. No, it was Downton Abbey. Bless her. Croatia.
She's 75.
God, she looks so fucking good. Do you see that Kylie Jenner's
She's also a
allegedly got
Cancer.
a? Do you see Kylie Jenner allegedly? Sorry, guys, I'm it's still itching my face. I'm having a really bad eczema flare up at the moment. Do you see Kylie Jenner allegedly got a facelift?
Do you know what? I did see the video of her and Amelia Dims, the chicken one. Did you
Yeah.
see that?
No,
And oh,
but you
so
can see it behind her ear. The
I think
thing.
Kylie Jenner is going to be on the chicken shop
Is
because
she?
Kylie Jenner does the sound of Kris Jenner being like, a chicken. And next
Yeah.
thing, Amelia Dims appears. And I was like, something on Kylie's face. It's looking more snatched. It's looking more, I don't know, facelift.
Yeah. Do you
Because I'm
know
like, she,
they
I
reckon
don't
she
think you're
got too
supposed to
much
have a
filler
facelift
when
that young.
they reckon that she had too much filler when she was younger and her face was still growing, so the elasticity in her face was gone, so she actually needed it to kind of, you know what I mean?
Or maybe
Some-
she just, if you're a
No,
celebrity, like
because
you get
remember she got
waifu
loads
like
of
every
comments.
day.
Do you remember she got like those comments about the pillow face? So then she started wearing a like mesh cover over her face so people couldn't take photos of it. They reckon that she dissolved all of her filler and then just got like a little like bit of a facelift up, which is fair enough. I do it as well if I got a chance.
Do you know what? If you had that money, I'd be getting haifu every week. I would be getting a professional gua sha massager the
Yeah,
amount
I'd
of
be like, what
treatment
am I
you can
getting
get
done
with that
today?
kind of money.
Like
Yeah,
that
but
would I would
that's
one
what I
thousand
mean.
percent. I'd be like,
Like
yeah,
you could get a
100%.
face massage every single day, get lymphatic drainage, like even just the treatments that aren't like laser or injectables or anything like
Yeah,
that. Like if you had someone professionally gua sha your face every single day, you could change how your face looks. You know what I mean?
yeah. I can't find that video of her and
That's what
Amelia
I'd be
Adams.
investing in because I want to get into my gua sha life again
I
because I
know.
found my stainless steel gua sha and I love gua sha. It's so good. It's so relaxing,
Oh,
but it's putting the time into it.
she's definitely going on chicken chop date. I'm
Yeah, isn't
positive.
that exciting? I'm excited to see that. I feel like I haven't seen Kylie for a
Um,
while.
Kendall Jenner though, I
Okay.
never want to see her dark again.
See, and I don't feel the same about that.
Really, I love the
Yeah,
blonde on her.
I think she looks so different. I love the shade of blonde, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I
No,
just,
this shade of blonde is perfect for her. Like,
but see, that's what I mean. When you have the
yeah.
money, you have like a blonde specialist to be like, you're going
Mm,
blonde, but you have to go this tone for your skin color, for your XYZ. Whereas when you're not a multimillionaire, you kind of have
mm.
to trial and error for yourself.
My hair is like obviously very knotty right now, but
It's so long.
I cut it again I've literally just got a haircut.
That's
Um,
crazy.
I just need to cut it because I don't want it snapping up. I think that's why it's growing so quickly, is because it's
Yeah.
not snapping up, it's growing down. But like it's so, Rebecca, I'm so close to getting it down to here. Once it's down there, it's over for you bitches. And I can put it in a low ponytail now because I have enough hair.
Which we adore. I plait my hair the other day and I was like, do you know the way no bits are like sticky outy? I had two
Yeah,
braids.
I
I
know
felt so
who are
cute.
we?
I felt so
Like,
cute in my braids.
like when I took my hair extensions out and my hair was just scratchy blonde, like thin bits. Do you remember? It
Yeah.
was like thin. Like even if you look back at the episode where I say that Rebecca looks like Megan Fox, it's just like thin and like to here.
It's hair health autumn.
It's hair held on me,
It is
y'all.
hair health
Okay, I
autumn.
gotta go because
Also,
we've gone over the 30 minutes and we were only doing a 30-minute this week.
yes. But Neve, you're gonna slay the day
I'm
away.
gonna slate the rest of my work day, y'all. I hope you all have a lovely Wednesday or whatever time you listen to this podcast. If you've made it this far in the podcast, whether you like us or not, follow us on Spotify, follow us
Give
on
us a
YouTube,
rating.
give us a rating and a good one. And if you don't like us and you're still listening,
You
then
do.
you should be rating us high enough
You
anyway because you're
do.
still listening to the podcast.
We love you.
Um,
Either way. We
yeah,
love a
we're
listener,
sending
no
love
matter
and
where they
light
came
even to
from.
the haters. I wish you all have a fantastic day. See you later, guys.
Hasta la vista.
Bye.
Ciao.